Hey there guys, Next Strike here, back again for another video, and today I'm going to be talking about DC Comics. What a surprise, I'm always talking about DC. But today, this is actually a video that I've been thinking about making for months. I've actually had a list of things I've wanted to talk about, and I just never got around to making it. But since DC hasn't really fixed themselves since, it's still relevant and I can still talk about it. So today I'm going to discuss the top 5 things that DC needs to do in order to fix themselves, make themselves a coherent, great company once again. Not that DC doesn't have great things going for them, it's just, well, if you're into comics then you probably know where I'm going with this. But anyway, so let's just jump right into the list here. Number 1, and I think this one is probably the absolute biggest one for DC. Continuity. Man, oh man, continuity. That has to be DC's worst enemy right now, especially with the New 52. Yeah, continuity is just like, where is it right now? Where is it? I mean, the New 52 pretty much just tore continuity to shreds. Some things existing, some things not, some things not even clarified, existing, new characters changed, it still happened. It's confusing. There's no point in even trying to explain it. And the guys over at DC are like, hey, it's just fun, just enjoy it for what it is, which I can understand that. But when you reboot something but you still want to bring in what worked in the last continuity, unless you actually retell the story in the new continuity, it becomes really difficult to pull those things over. Unless you have an exact list, like, they did with the Legend of Zelda timeline, where they just come out flat and say, like, this is what happened. Unless DC's like, here's the exact list of things that happened. Fans are just left to speculate. And what they're doing now when they're getting rid of the New 52 logo on all their comic books, in June, after the biggest event, Convergence, that they're doing, continuity is going to become even more troublesome, even more confusing, and a lot of us comic book fans are left confused as to what exactly is going on. I'm starting to get my head wrapped around it, but still, that's from someone that is fairly involved in comic books and knows what's going on. So, to the more broad audience that they're quote-unquote trying to reach, they're really just going to confuse and alienate a lot of people. So I think continuity-wise, they really need to get their heads in their right place, because they really don't know what they're doing. Number 2, event fatigue. Oh yeah, event fatigue, another one that is just like, man, DC, especially with the New 52, they just have went crazy with events in the New 52. I mean, then of course the New 52 launched, and they gave the books some time to breathe, which was probably one of the best times in the New 52 when they were first starting to get things rolling, because, while all the books might not have been the best, and they might have had some things they needed to work out, at least the books stood on their own, more or less. But then when the volume 2s of the trade started coming out, you started getting into the issue 8, 9, 10, whatever. That's when the events started rolling around. The Bat Family, all those books started tying into Batman. Superman Doomed, let's see, all the Justice League ones. I mean, there was a lot. Throne of Atlantis, Forever Evil, Trinity War. Now they're having the Dark Side Wars, which is coming right after Convergence. I mean, there's just a lot of events that happen. I think Future's End, was that supposed to be an event? I don't even know. I mean, they tied a lot of stuff into that, even though, I don't know. I don't know if that counted or not, but event fatigue, man, it wears people out. It really does. I mean, everyone likes a good event, but I think, a lot of people will say it's like the 90s, where they just threw event after event after event, and when you do it so many times and the earth gets shattered and things will never be the same, it's like, I want to go back to the time when things were normal. because that's when stories were fun. You know, things don't always have to be like, oh man, life's torn apart, everyone's dead, what am I gonna do with my life? It sucks. Comic books need to breathe. They need to have some time to just develop their own cast of characters and live in a normal world before everything gets totally destroyed. I mean, I don't know how many times within just the comics that I've read from the New 52 that they've had to repiece things and try and rework it and whatever. It's ridiculous, to be quite honest. Just the things that have happened, completely ridiculous. So hopefully they can get their head straight with after Convergence happens, maybe they'll stop having so many events, but I doubt it. Number 3, Solicitation spoilers. Now this one is a modern phenomenon, at least to my knowledge, because you know they do this now where they try and advertise their books that are coming out a few months later, and the cover art and the solicitations, like, you know, the descriptions and just all that stuff, it just spoils what's gonna happen. Like, for example, Damien coming back to life, which I guess we all knew that was gonna happen eventually, but Damien coming back to life, we knew that months in advance before that was gonna happen, and the writer knew it too, and he's like, well, I might as well just spoil it. It's not like I'm gonna be able to hide that fact. So, you know, there you go. I mean, it really does make it hard for writers to keep anything in the dark when the solicitations ruin everything. So, I don't really know how they would fix that and still be able to advertise, but I think they do need to rework that. But I think that would be something that would be a little bit easier to do. Number 4 would be releasing trades quicker. Now, not everyone buys their comics by the month or by the week, as they're doing monthly comics now, which are just crazy. But releasing trades quicker is something that DC definitely needs to do, because I know Marvel has been backhanding DC on this for a long time. And it seemed like DC was starting to do better about that, but yeah, they're really not. I mean, I know that I looked on Amazon just today at some of the books I was interested in, and some of them aren't coming out until like May, June, July, and those issues have been out for months. So, is there really an excuse to not have them out in a trade at this point? Because it's not like they really put anything new in the trade that's not in the issues. So, yeah, I think that they could just do better with releasing trades faster, and I mean, if they did, it would be really nice. And the last one on the list is general character usage. Now, what I mean by that is, when you see books in DC, what do you see? Batman, Green Lantern, and then probably just like Justice League, maybe Superman, something like that, right? But a lot of DC is just like Batman focused, Green Lantern focused, and when you have a crossover, it's always Batman. It's always a Green Lantern character. Something like that. And I just think that, you know, they could do better utilizing other characters, which I think they're starting to try to do more. It's hard. You know, they're having a hard time figuring out what to do with some characters. But all you really gotta do is have a good writer, and the book will sell itself. So if they really want to sell like Blue Beetle, for example, just have a good writer, have some good promotion, try and push him, and there you go. Should work out pretty well. But I mean, that's not guaranteed, but still, you know. Just utilizing characters better and not backhanding the popular ones would also be much appreciated. For me, Tim Drake is the biggest blow DC has dealt to me. Wally West, another one I haven't particularly been fond of. And, you know, there's some other ones I could name off, but you guys get the idea. So, anyway, that is my video on this. I hope you guys enjoyed, and just make sure to leave your thoughts below. Thumbs up if you like, subscribe if you like, and I will catch you guys later.